Welcome, I'm the bodiless voice that makes the video. Today we're looking at how to deal with this guy. Now, time to select our avatar of social anxiety. Now that's out of the way, this guy right here will represent us. Onwards with the video. Now, we're going to go through how to avoid looking like you have an IQ lower than the combined score of a bucket, a small rock, and an elderly snail when a stranger asks you for the time. First, the person will attempt to gain your attention, possibly by putting their arms out towards you in some way, by saying excuse me in some variation, or perhaps a combination of both. All of these options will also most likely be accompanied by addition of making eye contact with you. You should then acknowledge them in some way by either looking at them, or acknowledging them verbally, possibly by saying hello or asking them if they need help. At this point, both of you should have come to a stop to continue the conversation. It is at this point that you must be sure that you are not making them feel awkward by invading their personal space and vice versa. A good way to do this, if you find yourself unable to judge the distance yourself, you should stand relatively still and allow the other person to reposition himself or herself into a comfortable distance, and then make sure that this distance is also acceptable for you. If not, simply make small movements to alter the current position slightly so that you are comfortable. It should also be mentioned that it is highly likely that this portion of the interaction will take place in the first few seconds of the conversation, so you should be prepared to talk as you both position yourselves, as it would be rather awkward if you were to both silently reposition around each other like a pair of robot vacuums on the floor. Be sure to continue to focus on them as they talk to you, as it is rude to do so otherwise, but don't overdo it as if you're staring them into oblivion. The person will usually ask you for the time in some way, such as do you have the time, or do you know what time it is, and expect you to reply with one of three forms of answers. 1. Check your watch or phone to check the time for them and then tell them. 2. Orientate your watch or phone towards them so that they can read the time off for themselves. Or 3. Apologize and state that you are unable to help them. Regardless of what answer you give, the person will usually thank you and then leave. However, don't be insulted or confused if they simply leave without saying anything, as it is quite possible that they are in a rush and don't have time. Now, even though we've covered a specific situation in this video, many of these skills can be transferred to other social situations, such as how to judge personal space and how to recognize if someone is trying to get your attention. That's all for this video. Leave comments and suggestions for future videos down below, and we'll see you next time.